Hello and welcome to the Maharashtra Brief, a show where we get you the top headlines from Mumbai and Maharashtra. Local body elections for Nagar Panchayats and Nagar Parishads announced in Maharashtra. Resident doctors intensify their protests against the death of a woman doctor in Satara. Those are the headlines that we're tracking on the show. Let's move on to our first story. Now, of course, this is regarding the local body polls. Local body polls in Maharashtra have to be held by January 31st, 2026. This is on the orders of the Supreme Court. The State Election Commission announced that local body elections for Nagar Parishads and Nagar Panchayats will be held on the 2nd of December, and the counting will take place on the 3rd of December for these elections. 246 municipal councils and 42 Nagar Panchayats will vote. My colleague Abhishek Avasthi has more on this story.
Maharashtra State Election Commission announced the first phase of local body elections in the state of Maharashtra. 288 Nagar Panchayat and Nagar Parishad will be going for polls on 2nd of December, and subsequently on 3rd of December result will be out. Counting will take place. At the same time, the further phases will be declared at the later stage, wherein important municipal corporation election including of BMC of Mumbai will also be declared soon. More importantly, while addressing the press conference, State Election Commissioner Mr. Wagmare clarified that there were several questions which were raised by the opposition in the delegation that met him. He has sent those demands to the central government, Central Election Commission, and he is awaiting responses from them. More importantly, he also highlighted and accepted the fact there are many potential duplicate voters in the voter list, for which a strategy has been made, and State Election Commission will follow that, and necessary arrangements are in place. And he pointed out that we are firm on the stand and the directives of Supreme Court that local body elections should be conducted till 31st of January 2026 is the deadline that is given by the Supreme Court, which the State Election Commissioner said that they will abide by. Moreover, opposition were quick enough to counter this press conference and said that until their primary demand, that until the voter list is rectified, how can the State Election Commission announce these elections for local body polls? So now it is clearly State Election Commission versus the opposition party in the state of Maharashtra, and what we understand that opposition party will take a legal route ahead. What will happen next is something that we will have to wait and watch out for. With cameraman Sandesh Baikar, Abhishek Avasthi for NDTV.
Well, thank you, Abhishek, for all those updates. Now to our second story. The Maharashtra Association of Resident Doctors and other medical bodies have intensified their protests against the death of a woman doctor in Satara. Now, resident doctors at KEM Hospital have also joined the strike and the protests, and they have withdrawn from all elective and OPD services in protest against what's been described as the death of a woman doctor. And there are multiple angles that have been highlighted. The police are still probing it, but this incident took place in Falton, and these protests are going to intensify, is what doctors say, which could lead to a problem for those who avail of healthcare services, especially in the government healthcare service sector. My colleague Anuj Rayate reports from the KEM Hospital in Mumbai.
I'm standing here outside the KEM hospital here, the BMC hospital, where the ongoing protests of the MARD doctors is continuing. This is day 2 of the protest. Yesterday, a few services were kept off. The doctors withheld from the, from the OPD services, and from what we know today, the elective services have also been suspended up until the further notice. Let us try and talk to the, to the doctors and understand what exactly is the nature of this protest, especially today. डॉक्टर, आप हमें समझने में मदद करिए कि आज आपका जो प्रोटेस्ट है उसका नेचर क्या है, कौन सी सर्विसेज सस्पेंड की जा चुकी है और कौन सी चालू है?
ठीक है, देखिए 23 अक्टूबर को ये इंसिडेंट हुआ है। उसके बाद हमने 26 को ही हमारी डिमांड सरकार के सामने रखी थी, लेकिन अभी तक उसका कोई भी कॉन्क्रीट सॉल्यूशन या एक्शन हमको नहीं मिला है। उसकी वजह से ही हमने ये प्रोटेस्ट पहले तो ब्लैक रिबन प्रोटेस्ट किया, उसके बाद कैंडल मार्च किया, फिर हमारे पास कोई मतलब एक ऑप्शन नहीं था। उसके लिए हमने कल से पूरे महाराष्ट्र में बीएमसी कॉलेजेस में और पूरे महाराष्ट्र में ओपीडी सर्विसेज बंद की है। ओपीडी सर्विसेज बंद की यानी हम रेसिडेंट उधर पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहे हैं ओपीडी सर्विसेज में। और आज से हमने इलेक्टिव सर्विसेज भी उधर रेसिडेंट पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहे हैं। इलेक्टिव सर्विसेज में जैसे रूटीन सर्विसेज, लैब सर्विसेज से इंक्लूडेड है। फिर भी पेशेंट केयर हैम्पर ना हो इसके लिए इमरजेंसी सर्विसेज सब जगह पे चालू है, वहाँ पे रेसिडेंट काम कर रहे हैं। उसमें इमरजेंसी में कैजुअलिटी सर्विसेज है, उसमें आईसीयू है, एमआईसीयू है, पीआईसीयू है, इमरजेंसी लैब सर्विसेज है, ब्लड बैंक, वो चालू है सब।
आपकी एग्जैक्ट डिमांड्स क्या है सरकार की तरफ से?
देखिए हमारी सर 4 डिमांड है। पहले तो एसआईटी फॉर्म हो। एसआईटी उन्होंने एक फॉर्म की है ऐसा वो बोल रहे हैं सरकार, उसमें एक लेडी आईपीएस ऑफिसर उन्होंने अपॉइंट की है, लेकिन हमको वहाँ पे एक रिटायर्ड हाईकोर्ट जज ऑफिसर चाहिए। रिटायर्ड हाईकोर्ट जज वहाँ पे इसलिए चाहिए कि वो कंटिन्यूस उस जो इंसिडेंट है, जो अपडेट है उस पर उनका वॉच रहे। हमारी दूसरी डिमांड है कि जो केस है ये फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट ट्रायल उसकी हो। तीसरी डिमांड हमारी ये है कि जो फैमिली में उन्होंने मॉनेटरी कॉम्पेंसेशन करना चाहिए, वो हमने डिमांड 5 करोड़ की रखी है। और उसके साथ ही जो एलिजिबल मेंबर है उनको एक सरकारी नौकरी उन्होंने देना चाहिए। चौथी डिमांड हमारी सिस्टमिक रिफॉर्म है, जिसमें एक प्रॉपर एक पॉलिसी बनाई जाए, जिसमें डॉक्टर के जो आवर्स है, वर्किंग आवर्स, वो फिक्स उनका शेड्यूल हो। एक मेंटल हेल्थ एड्रेसिंग टू डॉक्टर, एक पूरा स्टेट वाइड एक सेल एस्टेब्लिश फॉर्म किया जाए। हाँ,
आप मुझे समझने में मदद करिए कि इस पूरे प्रोटेस्ट का टाइमलाइन कैसे रहने वाला है, क्योंकि कल ये शुरू हुआ, आज दूसरा दिन है, तो आगे ये प्रोटेस्ट जाके कैसे होने वाला है?
आगे प्रोटेस्ट पीसफुल ही रहने वाला है। आगे प्रोटेस्ट हम ट्राई करेंगे इमरजेंसी सर्विसेज इन्वॉल्व नहीं हो, बिकॉज वी डोंट वांट पेशेंट केयर टू बी अफेक्टेड। जहाँ पे भी होगा ओपीडी सर्विसेज और नॉन इमरजेंसी सर्विसेज ही इन्वॉल्व होंगे। ओपीडी अभी भी चालू है, हमारे पास लोग हैं ओपीडी कवर करने के लिए। एट नो पॉइंट आर वी लेटिंग इट अफेक्ट पेशेंट केयर। फर्स्ट दैट। सेकेंड, हमारी डिमांड्स हमने आगे रखी हैं। उन डिमांड्स में हमें ऐसा कुछ इन रिटन और वी हैवंट रिसीव्ड एनीथिंग दैट कैन इन्वोक एनी ट्रस्ट फ्रॉम अस. As soon as we see that, we will start to pull down the strike. We are deeply saddened that we have to do this, because last year also there was a strike and there was absolutely no resolution about it. Yes, this is the Ajikar Desh that I'm referring to. But we hope that we'll have to pull it down soon, and for that we have submitted our demands. Everything is going to be peaceful, nothing will be agitated, nothing is going to be something that causes violence, something that invokes anything of any kind. This is our timeline for now, because आगे का हम नहीं जानते कि कैसे होने वाला है. For now, this is all that we know.
Thank you so much. Let us speak to a few more women doctors here and trying to understand what has been the larger impact of an incident like this. Help us understand that whatever happened in Paltan, a couple of weeks back, as a woman doctor, how does it impact the functioning, especially in government hospitals when it comes to a level where there is a fair bit of political interference as well?
See, it's not about just in a district level. At every level, if a woman is getting harassed or anything, we want a proper representation at least. She was working in a remote area, and there may not be so many women empowerment to raise this issue. If we don't stand for that matter, it will affect somehow us also. Na, we are here in a bigger institute, so more people can have a voice. So we want a proper investigation, proper justice, so that all of us who are working in we are doctors, we are already in a very highly pressured job. So if something like this happens, we need to feel safe. At least we need to feel that we are heard, our matters are being heard, and these people take these things seriously at least, so that we can work without we need to work in a profession. We have to deal with the lives. If our lives are not safe, how will we feel safe in an environment like that?
How much trust do you have in the system that such kind of protests will be taken seriously by the authorities and something consolidated will come out of it?
fairly इसके पहले many of incidents has happened, and the numbers itself say that 99% occurs with the women only. 1% हार्डली जो कि आया भी नहीं होगा, बट 99% वुमेन के साथ में ही होता है, हमेशा होता है. एंड इट इज़ ऑलवेज डिलेड फॉर दैट मैटर. या तो इन्वेस्टिगेशन डिलेड है, पता चल गया ओके लाइक आर्जिकर केस के अंदर पता चल गया कि दिस वेर द मेन हु डिल्ट विद इट, बट नो, did not got justice just because our families are not belonging to some political families. We are not just belonging to very rich people and all, so we are not getting that voice. So basically we have to make her fight as our fight at the end.
Thank you so much. There you heard it from some young voices and doctors here at the KEM hospital who are not mincing their words while making it very clear that the fight of the doctor in Paltan is pretty much the fight of doctors across the state. With camera person Prateek Zadav, this is Anuj Raid reporting for NDTV from Mumbai.
Well, that's all we have on the show tonight. Thank you so much for watching. For all the latest news and updates from Mumbai and Maharashtra, stay tuned to the Maharashtra Brief on NDTV's YouTube platform, where you will find everything to do with Maharashtra on this show. For all the latest news and headlines from India and across the world, stay tuned to NDTV. Thank you so much for watching.